treat it particularly. Overall, overall income of the farmer, which is our sample area. We have studied a sample area for this is Bihar. In Bihar, around 20% of land is left uncultivated due to poor economic condition of farmers. In Bihar, farmers are paid very less. So by using drone technology, we can increase their income at least twice in coming 7 to 4 seasons.
Okay.
The cost of drones varies from 2 lakhs to 3 lakhs using very technology specification. So this cost of technology drone technology can be overcome in a session or in a season of 2 to 3 seasons. So after that, the farmer will get an income of double their incomes, and we will also increase our income. That's all.
Okay, thank you, Bhaiya. That was informative as well as inspiring because you are working on that field. So really, it will motivate us. Now, if anyone has any question or any confrontation or any kind of query they want, they can ask with Nafis Bhaiya. Do anyone have any questions? See, after every participant, we have a rebuttal round. So here it is. Is anyone having a question?
Bhaiya, I have a question.
Okay.
Bhaiya, you stated about the infrared camera and everything, and in your speech only you stated that the farmers are dying and all. So, is Indian farmer ready to pay the price for infrared camera and drone using a drone for spraying pesticides and all? Is India
Yeah.
in this condition now? Indian farmers, I want to know.
Actually, the cost of drones we will bear the cost of drones, and the farmers will have to use the as a rental fees as like they use equipments or various like tractors they use. They pay a rental fees, minimum rental fees. So we will invest in drones and infrared cameras and other technology. They will only pay us a small amount of fee, rental fee, which can be around per, it will be on their land, whether per acre land. And so we will bear the cost for that in 2 to 3 season, cultivating 2 to 3 season. The cost of drone, that is 2 to 2 lakhs, 2.5 lakhs, can be overcome. And secondly, we will get a subsidy from government, so we can withstand that.
Okay, Aditi, is your query cleared?
Yeah, thank you, Bhaiya.
Okay, now we will go to our next participant, that is
Nafis,
you yourself. Okay,
Nafis,
we have another
yes,
question.
yeah. Nafis, as you have mentioned that in your speech, that drone technology can directly raise the income of the farmers. Well, I appreciate your idea that drone is an excellent way of monitoring. But with this 20% of this uncultivated land and with technology not being a very like, very used to tool of the farmers, can you directly throw light as in how the drones will exactly increase their incomes?
Yeah. Actually, the new technology comes. The tractor in also is a new technology which has been used, and now it has been widely used in regions. Now, drone. As a farmer, he uses pesticides, a urea, which is a packet of 50 kgs is 2300. So if he has an acre of a 1 acre of land, he has to use 7 to 8 packets of urea or a pesticide similarly. If we use a drone technology and using various infrared cameras, we can scan whether the with different color prints, we can scan whether the land, which portion of land has less amount of urea or which portion of crop required a pesticide. So we can use targeted pesticides and targeted urea. This will lower the cost of pesticides and urea for farmer. So in a seasonal run in 2 3 season, their income will increase as the cost of their yield will increase and the cost of production will decrease. Am I
Well,
clear?
yeah, thank you for that. But I guess in your speech, you have mentioned that you are looking forward to eradicate the use of urea and pesticides as well.
No,
So,
I have not said that.
do you have an explanation for that, or are you looking forward to limited use of it?
I I said that we can use a targeted use of urea.
Okay.
Okay, is your question cleared, Anushka Didi?
Yes, sure. Thank you, Nafis.
Okay, thank you, Nafis Bhaiya. Now we have our second participant, that is Aditi. Aditi, are you here with us?
Yes, Ayush.
Okay, can you please switch on your camera?
Yeah.
Okay,
Good
fine.
afternoon,
Whatever stage
everyone.
is yours.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am here to discuss on the topic agricultural startup and how I can implement changes in the agriculture. Now, agriculture is not only on the farm. Agriculture also involve dairy production and also involve fisheries industry and all. So, belonging to a state who has already started a special market for fish productive farmers, like Jharkhand has started a market where they get all their equipments required for fish production from the food for fish or the market where they can sell their fishes at a reasonable price, which has helped them as a middleman has been removed, and the farmers, the fish production farmers, are directly coming to the market and selling their price to the customers. Now, second thing, milk production. India has already gone through a white revolution, and Amul was a product of it. We all have seen how technology or a different idea can bring local vendors to such a big stage. A multinational company like Amul, a big company like Amul. So when we involve technology or a different idea in an traditional farming technique or traditional agriculture techniques, then a new revolution take place. A very big there are very big amount of changes, and India require changes in its agriculture field right now. Now, next thing I want to say that our farmers are capable to produce a large amount of food, and our government is also helping them through many means like Kisan or different schemes running for Kisan, providing seeds and everything to the farmers at low price, giving them subsidy, get opening different institutes for them for getting training and all that. But what they lack is they can't sell their products properly in the market. There are a lot of middlemen. If those middlemen take all the advantages of the product, and what goes into their hand is a mere very little amount of money. For example, if a farmer produces tomatoes, he sells it at 10 rupees kg, but in the market, when we the buyers go to buy it, we buy those same tomato at 50 rupees kg. Those 40 rupees are only eaten by the middleman who did nothing. So I wanted to remove the system of middleman. Like this has also been stated in the new bill for which the protest is going and all. But keeping that aside, like these what they do is these middlemen take the produce products from the farmers in the mandis, and they give it to the restaurants or big companies or every the malls and all that. The mall everyone purchase from them, so maximum amount of profit is eaten by those middlemen and those malls and all. So what I want is to establish a system or e-commerce, either a e-commerce system or a proper system where farmers can directly contact to the customers, like to the big restaurants or to the companies who sell the organic products to the customer. As we are shifting to the organic product, there is a huge demand of organic product nowadays to the local customers, also in big companies. Also, some companies like this Big Basket and all, they sell organic products and all. So I want to establish a network where, basically a e-commerce network where the farmers can connect to the customers directly, like it is being in different industries also, like it is already being practiced in different sectors of India. So I want this to practice, this to be practiced in agriculture sector also. So so that the middleman system should be removed or minimized, and the farmer could get maximum price of their crop. If they have invested 100 rupees in their agriculture field, they could at least get 200 rupees, so that they are ready to for so that they are ready for their next procedure properly. So I think everything is good, but the market system in India is to be enhanced. And I wanted to establish a e-commerce website, e-commerce company, where the farmers could contact to the buyers. And this is only by this only I end my speech. Thank you.
Thank you, Aditi. You have took many of the topics like white revolution, green revolution, all also the current market scenario. So, is there anyone who have any question or any of the argument they want to do with Aditi?
Aditi, just can you throw a light on removing a middleman? As a middleman is a service provider, not is a service provider. How removing it, a small farmer will be benefited. A farmer produces in tons or in tons, and a consumer gets in kgs. So how this gap will be filled by removing the middleman, and the cost of storage and logistic will be bared by whom? By the customer, by the farmer.
Bhaiya, removing the cost of storage and all, I think the government provide the mandi system to the farmer, where they bear the storage cost and all. And due to middleman, it happens that they purchase it at very high rates from the very low rate at the farmer. They store it, they continue to store it in the storage system. And then what they do is, when the prices go higher because of the shortage in the market, they sell it to the market. This With this, neither the customer is benefited nor the farmer is benefited, because he has already sold his product at very low price, and the customer is getting at very high price. So middleman removal can benefit farmer. And the second thing, a second thing you stated, that we buy at kgs, but we buy at kgs, not the restaurants and the different that malls and alls. They don't buy in kgs, they buy in a huge amount. So there are numerous number of middlemen working. It's not only one working there. There are middlemen of the middlemen working there. So this system is to be shortened, so that there is minimum amount of wastage of the money going here and there. So I wanted to say that yes, middleman is required for connection of farmer to the companies also, because they can't directly contact them. They are required, but at a minimum amount of people is required. In today's system, there are middlemen of the middlemen. This system is not required. I wanted to say this.
But you said one thing, that big basket, it buys directly from farmers, organic product. It buys of one tenth of the cost, and it sells us at double the cost. The tenth of the cost means it buys at 2 rupees, and the big basket in the name of organic food, and sells us as 40 rupees per kg. How can you justify this? And the second is in petroleum, the government buys oil at $20 per barrel and sells us at 70 to 80 rupees per liter. And secondly, removing the middleman, what the people those are doing, providing services between farmer and the company, those will be jobless, and how the government will provide them the job.
But it's not about being jobless, it's about getting the benefit. If we minimize the system, we will get the benefit, and of course, they will get another job, or uh, they will look for something else. It's not being jobless and all. And second thing you said about petroleum, it is different thing. The government has already put a multiple number of taxes in that, state VAT and all. So it increases its price. I also know that, and I also sure that yes, petroleum price is very huge in India specifically. And third thing, you are talking about big basket. It yes, multiple company do this. The one who buys with farmers big basket, and in the name of their tag, they sell it at very high price. So they take the first, they take the price of making it a brand. Second, the storage they provide and all. But it can the big basket price can be reduced if we remove. It claims that it buys directly from the farmer, but the claim is not 100% true. I wanted to say that the farmer can produce to factories like Kisan and all, that they need tomatoes. You also know how much tomato is wasted in India. These companies, farmers can contact to these factories which produce a product, and it will benefit the farmers. As for the customers, maybe we will not get some benefits like these companies would put their tag and same price, but yes, one sector will be benefited. If we look after them, we will remove these the currently running system. One sector will be benefited. As talking about the customer, maybe we will not be benefited from this, because yes, of course, the company will take the brand name and all, and they will give us in high price. But yes, they will also provide the amount to the farmers which is should be given to them. Thank you.
But the companies that are doing business, you told about Kisan Jams, they don't provide that amount. They're not
If I
Yeah.
providing with
may,
a good amount. That I mean.
if I may suggest something, Aditi. Well, Aditi, you were talking about various middlemen, right? And yes, that is true that there are various middlemen because of the logistics, as Nafis said, to distribute the cost of logistics and transport and everything, right? Properly. The thing is, what you are talking about, you have a very idealistic idea, and it's I mean, it can be manifested into reality. But the thing is, instead of removing the middlemen, we need enablers, right? If you are removing the middlemen, then someone else has to take that place, and those will be enablers, right, who will enable those farmers to reach to those customers and everyone, right? Either it's restaurant or an individual or mandi or anything, right? The thing is, in India, we don't have proper regulation of how much regulation of cost. There is no cost structure, there is no regulation, whether you call it, you say for mandis, or whether you say it for those government enabled middlemen, where the farmers actually go to sell, right? So the cost structure is not proper, and the regulation is not proper. So what we need, I believe, is proper regulation of those you know markets and the mandis. Once it's regulated in favor of both the farmers and the consumer, whether it's a restaurant or mandi, as I said, then I believe the farmer's debt will go down, right? And the prices of all the most of the vegetables and everything will go down, right?
Yes, Bhaiya, and it has already worked in different sector, that is dairy product. What they do is the dairy companies, they establish booths where they collect everything from daily on the daily basis, morning and evening, from the dairy farmers, and that the product directly goes to the dairy company. And this is already working in same India with proper procedure from multiple years.
Exactly. I believe the most significant problem is regulation.
Yes,
But
yes.
Yeah.
Bhaiya, dairy farmers are also protesting in regions like Maharashtra where there is a lot of milk is they are not getting good rate from dairy companies.
You
And
see,
secondly, this model of removing middlemen directly selling is done in Canada and America. In both the places, it has been a great unsuccessful. Farmers are living on subsidies provided by the government.
exactly. That's why instead of removing, see, those middlemen are not regulated. So what
Yes, sir.
happens is that they can go rogue and put their taxes, put their numbers. Like if a farmer goes to sell, say, a ton of onions, right, to that government enabled middleman, what happens is that he returns in debt because of several charges that are imposed on him, right, which are not even regulated. So that is what is the ground scenario of what happens there. So instead of removing everything, let's regulate it, right? And if you can build an organization or a platform that regulates it, right, go on the sideline of the government enabled middlemen, you make your own. Well, this is not very realistic right now, but there are possibilities and there are methods that you can use, which we might discuss later.
Okay. I guess the time is going to over. That's what we can offer for the rebuttal round. We have to go to our next participant. That is Sanskriti Singh. Sanskriti Singh, are you here with us? Sanskriti Singh, I guess she is not here with us. We will call our next participant, Rishabh Gupta. Rishabh Gupta, are you here with us?
Yes, Ayush.
Okay, please, can you switch on your camera?
Uh, Ayush, I cannot switch on my camera right now, but I'll be speaking on the topic.
Okay, okay. The virtual stage is all yours. Please begin.
Okay. Good afternoon to everybody. I'm here to speak on the topic that agriculture on the agricultural sector. What are the startups that can be made and that can be started over it? So it's a very huge sector. It's a non not so well surged and not so regulated sector. That's Aman we are stated clearly. But what I'm here to tell you is like we can fret all we want. We can say the government is not doing the, it is not regulating the facts, and this can be done, this could be done. If this can be done, then it would be good. But I'm here to say what we can do in the present scenario. I know this is not the ideal scenario uh, to like proceed, but we have to do it in this scenario only. So what can be done here? From here we can like I know middlemen are important. I agree with the fact what Nafis Bhi has told. Nafis Bhi has stated clearly that in Canada and in many places they like removed the middlemen, and the farmers were more vulnerable to sell their crops. That is so true that they sell in tons and the consumers buys in kgs. So it is not feasible to buy like tons of onions from like like the customer will not buy, or any one person is not going to buy all the onions and all the potatoes from the field. So what I'm suggesting is to maintain an annual fees over maintaining a logistics center. Like let's say I'm holding a logistics center in a city, like let's say in Howrah only. I'm holding a logistics center, and the customers will pay me an annual fees. I contacted 1,000 households near me who are going to pay me a rental fees of let's say rupees 500 or 1,000 rupees each for an year. Okay, so when they will give me 1,000 rupees each, I will put all the money into a logistic firm. I will make a cold storage and I will like hold the storage for them. Now I will give them a price which is not my price. There would be app which would be fully transparent for the farmers as well as the customers side. So the farmers will give a price to them, the farmers will give the price to them, and the price will be multiplied by 1 into 1.5. What the farmer will give, let's say the farmers give some price of rupees 10, onions rupees 10 rupees kg. That will be multiplied by 1.5, giving 15 rupees kg, which would be very less as compared to the markets. Now here comes the role. The 5 rupees profit which I am getting over here, I will take that profit and will invest it in the immediate uh, what you said logistics or the transportation charges, which will be incurred by me for taking that onion from the farmer to the household. That 5 rupees will be gone there, and that the 1,000 rupees which I took from the customer as an annual fees, that will be charged, that will be kept for maintaining the inventory, so the farmers don't have to suffer. The farmers will sell me goods in the bulk and give the rate for the kgs. That 1,000 rupees will be feasible for storing those stuff, and now I would be able to pay the farmer in, let's say, 1 month or something like that. I will not pay the farmer immediately for their produce. They have to wait, but they will get a better price. Since they are getting 2 rupees or 3 rupees kg for the middleman, they can get 10 rupee kg from my side, but they have to wait for a time. They have to wait for 1 month or 2 months, since till the inventory, let's say, half of the inventory goes away. And so it can be best for both the farmers as well as the citizens. There are nearby places like Bali, not Bali. Bali has now been a town. So outside Bali, there are many places where the potatoes are primarily grown, rice is grown, and rice is again a very good commodity. Okay, rice can be stored very well, so the storage charges again is very less. So that also I want to point out that all the vegetables doesn't need same type of storage vessels. Some vegetables are costly to store, some vegetables are not. Some vegetables can be stored in such a manner in airtight containers, in places like in a, paper wraps and something like that, that it doesn't get rot very easily. I'm not very deep into agricultural sector, so I may not know the technical terms over there. But basically, this can be worked by the current laws. See, middleman, removing the middleman is very huge. It is a very huge step, and there are many middlemen. And if you remove it fully, then it would be a problem, because normal man won't go to some Kon Nagar or Hind Motor or stations like that to buy vegetables. They need vegetables right at their doorstep. So basically, what we are paying is kind of justifiable because many people are getting their benefit from it. I know that the farmers are not getting benefit. They are doing the most of the part. They are growing the crops. They are like sowing it. They are reaping it. They are placking. All the stuff is done by them. Okay, but there are also many middlemen. The vegetables go from 8 to 10 hands in between, so they also want their share of profit because they are doing their job. Okay, like Aditi said, they are doing nothing. No, they are not doing nothing. They are doing this for the sake of their family. They are also like working. They are also giving their time. They are also equally invested in that, though they are not physically working for in the field and growing the crops, but they are also invested in that. So it is their work which they do. Thank you.
Okay, now the time for rebuttal round. Do anyone have any question for Rishabh Gupta?
Yes, Rishabh, you talked about a factor of 1.5, right? So, how did you come up with that factor? And how are you so sure that you have calculated all the factors that is required to actually sustain that particular ventures of yours?
Where 1.5 is just a vague factor for now, but what I mean by 1.5 is that the person who is ordering will not order 1 kg, right? So I'm not looking into 5 rupees profit over here. I'm not looking like I will get 5 rupees in a 1 kg onion. No, I am seeing at a larger profit. If somebody orders for like 200 rupees vegetables, let's say, or 150 or 200 rupees vegetables, 5% of the 1.5 multiplied by that will be larger value. So that would provide me benefit. uh, what you say, like 1.5% is truly a vague value for now, but it can be changed.
See, exactly. That's the dangerous part, right? Calling out calculations that you haven't figured out, and now you are calling it vague, right? Because all these factors, if you put in factors and everything, then you have to be sure that, okay, these are calculated factors because these won't work in the real world. right? Because you have to consider a number of elements and a number of dynamics that goes into planning a sustainable business. Also, okay, talking about this, and also you are talking about containers, cold storage, right?
Yes.
uh, Now, cold storage and everything, okay, I understand. There, just for an information, I would also like to share that there are two products called edipeel and invisipeel. Edipeel, now edipeel actually keeps water from leaving and oxygen from entering the produce, right? So you can just spray it all over those vegetables and fruits and everything, so that will do the job. And invisible is actually for keeping various type of insects away, right? So this will help you save the fruit or vegetable from decaying. So that's an alternative to cold storages. Of course, not as efficient as cold storage, but if you are sure that you can clear out your stocks and everything in a month, then I believe you should go with it, right? Theoretically speaking.
Hello.
Yes, Rishabh.
Hello.
Yeah, yeah, you are audible.
Hello.
You're audible, Rishabh. Yes.
यार क्या हो गया?
You are audible, Rishabh. Hello.
Okay, all right. Might be having some internet issues. Okay, so
Okay.
these two are products. You people should check it out, and these are edible products, right? So very environment friendly.
Okay. Should we
Hello.
wait for Rishabh? Yeah, yeah, you are audible.
Hello.
Yeah, yeah. Hello,
Hello.
Rishabh.
Yes, yes. I got
Yes.
disconnected.
Okay,
Uh,
okay, okay.
I got
You're not.
disconnected.
Okay. So, should we repeat the
Did
question?
anybody ask any other questions? Yes.
Uh,
Who asked the question?
Well, Rishabh, I really like your planning on the logistic part. Yes, it obviously requires a lot of more concentration. But you see that after the lockdown has hit the country, whatever business is happening in the country, even if it's the smallest pie to pie business, it is happening in cash. No one is ready to, invest something and wait because people have faces enormous amount of losses. And speaking typically about the farmers, they have always faced, this losses from this unregulated middlemen and stuff. So as you have mentioned that you promise the farmers to give the profits, but not immediately. Can you state at least some reasons how you will convince those farmers to entrust in your venture so that they can
Basically, the
actually
profit should be
wait?
huge. Yes, the profit should be huge. If they are selling the onions for two
Rishabh,
rupees kg,
everything looks good in pen and paper. But what if your customer see whenever there is a business, you obviously need to think about the darker sides as well. So what if your consumers they just don't buy, you stock, you pile up the stock in your cold storage, so therein you have already promised the farmers that you will give them a sustainable profit say after 1 or 2 months. So what do you do then?
basically, I would first ask the farmers to agree and for wait for a time. But if they do not agree with it, so I can do another thing. I can ask a local bank for support. I can ask the bank to finance the farmers for a month or two, and they will give the money and they will charge the. I will give the money back to the bank after 1 or 2 months. They will take the security from me, and for that they will charge like rupees 1.5 out of that, like out of 10 rupees they will charge some fraction out of it. So the farmers would get less. They wouldn't get 10 rupees. They would be paying that fees, the interest amount to the bank. So they would be getting less. Instead of getting rupees 10, they would be getting, let's say, 8.5 or 9. So they can be paying interest to the bank for it, and they would be getting the money immediately.
See, Rishabh, uh, you are talking as a student, right? We are all students here. I'm not. I'm unemployed. I'm not a student anymore. But you people all are students, right? So talking from a perspective of a student, or if you have already considered all of these safety factors, that okay, bank will give you this loan because you have this kind of security and everything, right? So I believe we should encourage more of a sustainable system. Of course, like you have to have a more prepared and research plan, right? Where as a student you can make a move, right? If you're a businessman, you have security and everything, and if you want to get into this business, you can. But you have to think like a student, right? Because you don't have any resources other than your own skills and stuff, right? So yeah, try thinking from a perspective of a student.
As a student, one can start in a very, like, they have to work very hard. They have to go daily to the markets on their own, so they can tie up with the farmers and they can get the orders in advance. I have seen such video in YouTube or somewhere few years back. They were doing this thing near Bangalore or somewhere. Since the people in Bangalore are very busy, so what they do, they order the all the eatables, all the vegetables in advance. They order all things in advance for a week. So what they do, they go in the market, they buy all those stuff and get it to a safe place in the city, and they deliver it in homes to the people directly. So that is one way. The cost is very less as compared to other, like whatever vegetable vendors are there and other big basket and other options. The cost is very less. They had done this in Bangalore or some city, I don't remember very well, but yes, this was done by some college students only. They went to the nearby places, like we have Kon Nagar, Hindu and other places, where there are big vegetable markets, and they had tie up with the farmers over there. So they used to sell not very huge quantities, let's say 100 kgs, 200 kgs of vegetables. They used to load them into a mini truck of their own and get it to the city. And they would do this for the sake of farmers and the sake of their neighborhood. So they used to sell it in the society and in the local areas. And the farmers were also benefited from it because they were getting good pay.
All right, that's a good thought, Rishabh. All the best.
Okay, so any more questions? Okay, I think it's clear. So that's what I really love about this event. Debatable variation in the thoughts, practical versus theoretical oppositions and judgments. And really, I feel that it's a great platform which was given to us for changing our thoughts and views regarding any topic which can come in the current scenario. So now we have our fifth participant, and it's Swati Susmita. Are you here, Swati? Swati, are you here? I guess she is not present. So we will call Devopriyo Dev, our last speaker, Devopriyo Dev. Devopriyo, are you here?
Hello,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hello,
I'm
yeah,
audible, right?
yeah, right.
Yeah. So yeah, hello everyone. I'm here to discuss on the topic how means any agriculture startup that could disrupt the pharma industry and all. So coming from an engineering background, I also think some means I also think to do something with the technology and all to disrupt this industry or sector. And I my point was really spoken by Aditi. Means I also thought of making an e-commerce site which could just eradicate the middleman and benefit the farmers directly. But after hearing the all the problems that could be faced in this in creating this e-commerce website and all, I just modified my idea in the moment I got means the moment I got. So I modified the idea, and I just want to say that this could not work for us, the customers who buy the products in very small amount, but the restaurant and malls who buy the products in very large amount or in bulk. We can build an app in which these companies, these malls and these restaurants can give a tender. Means the as the government give passes a tender means to build a bridge. These are the requirements to build a bridge, and you can means you can give your apply for it with the cost and the quality of the material you will be using and the cost we will be facing if we give you tender. So these restaurants and malls can pass tender in those apps, mean they can just put their tenders that we want this much of goods in bulk, we want this much of goods in this, and the farmers could directly access that app and they can watch or they can see those tenders and apply for it, that we will be providing we can provide this amount of quantity or this quantity of vegetable or rice or any agricultural product at this price. So the restaurant will obviously choose the one who will be providing good quality and at the very low price. And I think the middleman won't come here because they have to bear a great cost. And if the farmer will be giving comparatively less cost, means if the farmer will apply with comparatively less cost, then they will have one step forward, they will be one step forward with the middleman, and the restaurant can direct and they can directly sell their products to the restaurant and malls and all. So I think that this could work. I don't know if there's also a problem, means I have to still analyze the problems, as I haven't analyzed before Aditi spoke and all other pointed out the problems. I haven't just thought that it might be so much of the means there can be so much of problems in removing the middleman. So this is one idea of mine. And also we are finding that many of the engineers, or rather the people who are good educated, are coming back to their villages and all, and starting farming. And and mainly they are farming that organic products. Yeah, so we are more of inclined to buying organic products, as we all are health conscious, and we all want organic product and we are ready to pay the prices. Although means people with low income don't go for organic products because they are pretty high cost or comparatively high than the usual products. But people are ready to pay prices for organic products. So we can do one thing, means we can group farmers. It's not a kind of startup, but we can do a startup with grouping the farmers, like Amul. Aditi said, like Amul, they grouped, means Amul grouped some people and they started a long chain of dairy products and all. So we can group farmers and then say them to work collectively. Means if we take 5 small farms and then do a collective work in that farm, then I think that it will be more beneficiary and it can work. It will help the farmers also. We will get a collective decision, we will make a collective decision, we will have a collective point of view, so we can increase our productivity. So what we can do is group small farmers and create an organization in which they can apply or they can farm pretty well, knowing and we can also provide the knowledge. We can also provide them with the knowledge of new technologies that are coming, that is Nafis Bhaiya said about the drone and all, and GIS software, means geolocation, means monitoring the crops, and means what we do now is that we do the spreading of fertilizer in all over the farm. But what after geolocation analysis, it will cost a little bit. But if we group and we take fundings from government, then we can afford that. And that geolocation will help us in figuring out the real problem, the root problem in the farm. And then we will reduce our cost of fertilizer, means rather than spreading the fertilizer in the whole field, we will just find the main problem of the farm and then deal with that only, so it can reduce the cost. So this was the second idea, that we can group the farmers. And also an idea of that farm helpline number. It was done earlier by the government, but I don't know how much it works. So we can do one app that which could show the upcoming weather condition, and if the farmers need any help from the expert, so they can directly reach through that website, they can directly reach to the experts and get a knowledge of what to do, what problem they can say, what problem they are facing, and they can get the solution to their problems, so they will be benefited. Means at all the time it's not that farmers can produce anything and everything. In every situation they face problem like famine and all. They face problem when there is a bad weather condition, they face problem when a major disease hit their farms. So that can be helped, means that situation can be held by this kind of apps, where we can directly make a contact of farmers to the expert, and they can directly get those treatment ideas, so that they can better their farm productivity. So this is all I have to say.
Okay, thank you, Devopriyo. It was an informative session, but I have a question. Okay, so the question
Sure.
is, just recently, we have seen that there is a locust attack in the
Yeah.
farms. So, can you predict it? What I have want to say that in whatever you said, that's good. But if we can fix a MRP, like every product which we buy, if we go for to buy a Lays, it is 10 rupees, and that 10 rupees is same overall from India, that Tamil Nadu to Jammu Kashmir. Everywhere you will get that 10 rupees only. So why don't we set a fixed MRP on every product, so that they don't have to harass and deal with
This
anything?
the MRP that you are saying, that it can be done by government, right? So we can't do something like that and we can set the MRP. I don't think that we can do something like that and it can build a startup from it. Yeah, we can directly propose to the government that to set an MRP, as Bhaiya said, that we need good regulations for so to better the condition of our farmers. So that MRP question was, I think I answered that question. And about that Lucas attack, yeah, we can. I think we can predict that. Means the Lucas were coming from a region, so we can predict that. Means that was predicted that there will be a Lucas attack. I think that was predicted.
Yeah, but it's I don't know.
Yeah,
It's like Halley's comet comes after so many years. So okay, that's it. If anyone has any question, please ask.
I have a question. Suppose
Yeah,
yeah,
you
yeah.
just said about the app that a farmer will company will give tender to farmer. A farmer has in Kanyakumari, and the company is situated in Jammu and Kashmir. Okay, and the farmer in the Kanyakumari is providing a very low amount, very low cost. So how, and the logistic cost will be bear by the company or the farmer?
so I said that the companies will be providing tender. So when
Yeah.
the farmers will be, means a company in Kolkata is providing a tender. So and if a Kanyakumari farmer, sorry, a company in, yeah, a company in Kolkata is providing a tender, and a farmer in Kanyakumari is watching that tender, then they have to calculate that they have to do the travel cost only. So the local farmers that are present in Kolkata, they will see the tender and they can calculate, yeah, this is the profitable, is with adding the traveling cost also I can pay this price. So I don't means a company in the a restaurant in Kanyakumari will ask the farming product from Kanyakumari, as the traveling cost will be beared by the farmer only. Calculating that, the farmer have to propose the price, that okay, after all the adding all the cost, I come up with this price, and I am putting this price to you. If my price is lowest, you can buy it from me. So I don't think that company means a farmer in Kanyakumari. It will be profitable for a farmer in Kanyakumari to transport the goods in Kolkata. So the local farmers, means if the restaurant is in Kolkata, then farmers of Kolkata will be beneficiary with that. If a restaurant is providing a tender in Kanyakumari, then farmers in Kanyakumari will accept that tender and they will propose prices for that tender.
Is your doubt clear, Nafis Bhaiya?
Yeah. Okay. And I have an open question for all.
Yeah, sure.
On middleman in Bihar, this middleman system was improved in 90s, and in Punjab, the middleman system, what we call mandi system, is still in existing. So in Bihar, farmers income is, on average farmer income is less than 5,000, and in Punjab it's around 10 to 14,000. So how can you justify this?
Can you repeat the question, Bhaiya, please? Means the last part, just the last part.
Last part, in the farmers income of Bihar is less than 5,000 on average. I'm talking about average. On of Punjab, where the middleman exists, it is 10 to 14,000 on average. So anyone can justify.
Well, Nafis, you have answered your own question in your own speech. You have said that more than 20% of the land is left uncultivated in Bihar. Okay.
No, no, no.
And in no, no, let me just complete.
One
Let me
second,
just
one
complete.
second.
No, one
Okay.
minute. Let me
Okay,
just
one
complete.
person at a time. One person at a time.
Yeah. So Nafis, in Punjab, that is the wheat basket of India, the productivity is sky high. And it produces wheat not only for India but also it's exported to other parts of the world. So you cannot typically compare apple and oranges, you know. You cannot do that. Yeah, the income structure is obviously a different one, but we need parallel basis for comparing that. We cannot bring in the factor of middlemen for comparing the income of the farmers, because here the income of the farmers are being differentiated because of other reasons, because of cultivation. Yes, middleman is a factor, but not the utmost priority factor for which we can claim that Punjab farmers are earning more and Bihar farmers are earning less only because of the middleman system. So if we really need to do that comparison, we need to move into deeper factors, you know, about the cultivation, about the technology, uh, how the sophistication, the storage, and everything. So it is not typically limited to the middleman. That won't be the sufficient argument for the you know, description.
Can I say now?
Yes,
I am
sure.
Yeah,
comparing
yeah.
oranges versus oranges. 2 point. Number one, they are in the same belt of cultivation. Both are in Indo-Gangetic plain, and both are very fertile part of India. And second, that 20% is non-cultivated land. So the farmers who are not cultivating this land are not working as a farmer. They are doing some labor in city and other places. Okay.
I want to add something that in Punjab, if you see the way the protests are happening all over the world, all over India, though the main group which is coming the focus is Punjab because they don't have many middlemen. They have more mandis. In all over India, if you go through the mandi system is maximum the development of the mandi system is maximum present in Punjab. That's why they are fighting for the MSP, minimum selling price. So that's where there were no, or I can say that there were less middlemen present in Punjab than in Bihar. So I don't think the question is correct. Please, bhaiya.
Yes,
It's
and
almost.
wheat storage, the
Uh,
sophistication required for wheat storage is comparatively lower than you know, storing the crops like the other crops which have been cultivated here in Bihar, like you know, jute
in
or
same
rice or
in
stuff.
Bihar and Punjab, similar type of crop patterns are used. Wheat, rice, maize, rice, sugarcane. Okay, if you can do your researches.
Nafis, okay.
Yes, Bhaiya.
Uh, can you tell me why do you think there is a variation between prices?
Actually, in Punjab, there is a government structure which provides them at minimum price. If they don't get the minimum price in the market, it's okay. But they have a argument with another merchant that this is the minimum price set by the government. You give this price or something lower than this. Uh, on other hand, in Bihar, there is a no minimum price system by the government, so it is very unregulated one. So whatever price said by the merchant, the farmer have to sell, or else it have to bear all the losses.
Exactly. And the very first point that I started up with when Aditi was speaking and all is the most significant problem is the unregulation, right? Everything goes unregulated in this market, even though this is the one that most of the population depends on, and this is the sector where everything goes unregulated. So it's all about regulations, right? Which is not in the hands of us, at least not us. What we can do practically is we can build something on the sideline that the farmers will choose us, right? And the most important factor that we should add if you are doing something on the sideline is that we have to give the power to the farmer, right? So that the farmer has a bigger stake. I'm not saying give all the power to the farmer, because you can't give all the power to anyone,
Yeah.
no matter how underprivileged they are. So you have to give a significant stake to the farmers, along with a stake to the merchant or enablers, as I was talking about, right? Because of the logistics and storage and everything, right? So if you give the power to the farmers, and if you do something on the sideline that the farmers choose you over these other government enabled unregulated mandis and everything, right? Then you can do something about it, and you don't have to think about going pan India in the very first year, right? Start small, right? If you're in Howrah, if you're in Kolkata, then start from Howrah, Kolkata, right? See how properly, optimally you can utilize your resources that you already have, right? And then grow and then scale yourself, right?
Well,
Yeah,
Nafis, and
truly
to
agree.
add, I don't know from which site or from which source of information have you obtained the information which you stated that the crops of the crops of Punjab and Bihar are just the same and their climatic conditions are also the same. Well, I am speaking from niti.gov.in. From this is Bihar Niti Ayog, which states that Bihar is known for its lychee and mangoes, and the four most important fruit crops which Bihar cultivates are mango, guava, lychee, and banana.
Hello, ma'am.
And no, 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 wait 1 minute. And I am speaking this from www.punjabplanning.gov.in, which states that Punjab cultivates wheat, rice, maize, sugarcane, cotton. Next
Yeah,
up,
and
I am speaking from www.worlddata.info, which says that Bihar has a typical humid climate with a 26-degree average. And I am speaking this from Wikipedia, I believe, that the climate of www.maps of India, which says about the extreme heat and the extreme cold regions of the dry climate of Punjab, which is actually suited for the wheat production. So just because they lie on the same latitude doesn't essentially mean that the climatic conditions will be the same. That was taught in ICSE class 10 geography, I believe. And also that will have a huge difference in their crop cultivation.
should I say one thing? You should
Yes.
check the optimal rain for growing a crop of a rice or a wheat. See from which degree of temperature to which degree a rice grows or a crop grows, and what is the humidity from which degree to which degree, and then compare. So it does not mean that one can be 2 degree higher, 2 degree lower. So it can be a optimal range established from 4 to 5 degrees. So it can be between them 4 degrees, and the yield will be same. Secondly,
Nafis,
many
how
factors.
many kgs of wheat does Bihar produce?
I
How
guess
many
it is
kgs? You
four
guess, but that
four
is not the reality.
tons, 4.5 million tons. This is not data, new data. It is the data of 2011. I remember. So you can check on a recent data.
Anyways,
Okay, see, look, uh, let me break it to you. The very factors that you people are discussing on, right, is based on the variation and everything, right? If you are taking if you're taking a demographic factor, then of course there will be a farmers. We don't Nobody provides salary to farmers, right? Of course there is MSP and everything, but at the end, this is a business, and there will be a variation in the revenue, the profit, and everything, right? We are not discussing here about these variations, that why that farmer is getting more, this farmer is getting more, right? Not at least on the basis of demographic factors. The thing is, like, these demographic factors of course gives advantages and disadvantages, right? If it has its advantages, it also has its like, if it has its disadvantages, I mean, it also has its advantages, right? So of course this is a business and all. Look, the main point, the significant point, is to regulate them and to look that we do away with the indifference, right? That is actually socially constructed and manipulated and exploited by the government enabled middlemen and everything, right? There will be price variation in everything, right? Do you think the petrol that is in Kolkata like sells at the same price in Mumbai or anything? Like most of the thing that is in business, there will be cost factors and cost variation because of, let's see, Devupri was talking about, I believe Devupri it was, who was talking about Lays and all. Lays is global, right? And you set up a factory and you add the same salt, you add the same potato and everything, and you get a product, right? So
Yeah.
that's why you do, there's no variation or every or anything, right? And in that 10 rupees, everyone gets their cut, right? But this is business and it has so many random and like uncontrollable factors, farming, right, which you can't actually control. So there will be price variation and everything. We just, excuse me, we just have to mend the indifference that is taking place, right? And try to regulate it and build something, maybe build something in the sideline of it, which is extremely regulated, and farmers choose that over this. If we sit here and discuss about the demographic factors and you are producing this and at the matlab, at this price, and I'm producing this at this price, this discussion will never end, right? Apples and oranges, as Anushka suggested. So how can you even compare them? I hope everyone, I mean, accepts it.
Thank you, Human Bhaiya. Uh, so that's what we have today. A hittable, debatable, and full of informative session. Now, I would like to call our Vice President, Anushka Sil Didi. Didi, the stage is all yours. Please.
Thank you, Ayush. Well, it was indeed, as Ayush said, a very heated, a very debatable, and with a lot of ideas and the exchange of ideas. Uh, well, I was going through a jam session very recently, just a minute, and where this topic came up, that is startups just a trend? And being the vice president of my club and also being a member of this club, I can safely say no. You know why? The reason is just the brainstorming session which we had. India, being a country where 70% of the population is dependent on agriculture, and that we have been doing that, since the last so many hundreds of years with so much, efficiency. The Indo-Gangetic plains, we have the beautiful, the weather which supports cultivation and everything. So, what was the need of a startup then? Everything was fine. Farmers were cultivating, but why did we need to bring in these startups? That is where it answers. These startups, or we as entrepreneurs, we are problem solvers and we are innovators. We can identify problems and we can provide a solution to it, which is of 10 folds or let's say 20 folds efficiency than what a business person or a farmer would have done. Agencies like AgroStar, Azon, Farmer Express, Krishi Hub, these are some of the top notch startups of India which are working for sustainability of farming. The problems as stated by everyone, uh, the which the farmers face, the middlemen, they are not getting the proper cost, and etc., etc., and the solutions which these startups have to offer. Well, the basic thing which they have to offer is there should be a direct linkage, which all our participants have stated. The Farmer Pal is a startup, I would like to state. They work on immediate credit giving to the farmers. Like whenever the farmer sells them something, they transfer the immediate credit. That makes the process much more stronger. And what as entrepreneurs, one more challenge which the farmer agri techs are facing, or they are solving rather, that is they are bringing these urban cities into play. Well, most of the Indian population are being shifted to the urban parts because of jobs and other uh, facilities. So people in urban areas are not much well acquainted. I am much not well acquainted with typical farming techniques, as Rishabh has also said. So we are not much well functional with those. So as entrepreneurs, if we believe we need to solve those problems, we need to go deep down and actually understand those problems. So this agricultural startup is the current hot topic of the country, and I really thank all of you to going out and researching on this topic and presenting a variation of ideas as to how, as engineers and entrepreneurs, we can solve this problem, the need of the hour. So, thank you, everyone. And thank you, Ayush, for hosting this event so wonderfully.
I'm fortunate enough to get this.
Before everyone leaves, I'd just like to add one point, which I don't know how, but I just forgot.
Yeah, sure.
Putting out an idea out there. People go ahead and look for blockchain ledger and how you can use it in terms of logistics, right? And then you can trace, retrace, and backtrace, and where your food is actually coming from, right? So go ahead and search for it, blockchain ledger, in terms of logistics, how you can utilize it.